Friday morning, everybody. Welcome to the WLBB Community Voice Program, our show brought to you by Tanner Health System. We're also streaming live online at newstalk1330.com. I'm your host this morning, Colin Worthington. Two guests as we talk about a fundraising coming up. It has to do with the Kentucky Derby. It's going to benefit a new program, Healing Families, here in Carroll County. Sitting to my left, the lovely Cynthia Daley.
Good morning, Colin.
Good morning. Good friend of mine. I appreciate you coming in this morning. And,
thank you for having us.
The Honorable Judge Tom Parmer with the Carroll County Juvenile Court is with us this morning as well.
Good morning, Colin.
And I certainly appreciate both of you guys coming in this morning.
Glad to be here with you.
As we also broadcast live on Facebook this morning too. So, well, let's talk about, first of all, let's introduce what you do. You're a defense attorney mostly. Actually, are you a civil attorney?
I'm a civil attorney.
Okay.
I do.
I'm sorry to insult you with that defense attorney stuff.
That's okay, Colin. I do personal injury work and really involved in the community and the Bar Association. So this is really about the Carroll County Bar Association and the Juvenile Court, and we're very excited to be involved in it.
Well, talk about your experiences with the Juvenile Court. I mean, you guys, I'm not sure who came up with this idea, but I know you've put together the idea for this fundraising gala. But as far as the Healing Families program, I guess we'll get into why this is needed. But talk about your experiences with kids.
Well, for me personally, I have an adopted son, and we adopted him through the juvenile court.
Stud, too. He
is. Mm-hmm. He's 4 years old now. But my husband is a prosecutor in Judge Palmer's court. And so our family, of course, comes from that court. We're very happy and lucky to have Connor in our lives. And then, of course, Mike, my husband, serves as the prosecutor in Judge Palmer's court. And so the Healing Families program is Judge Palmer's brainchild. And so he's the best one to talk about it. But I can tell you that everybody in the Carroll County Bar Association has really bought into this idea and believe it's so important for our community. And so we're willing to really work hard to raise money for him.
That's a good tease to kind of lead up into this. I guess before we say exactly what this Healing Families program will do, let's first approach the need. I mean, you're the judge. You see cases that could probably be benefited by this program, I'm guessing, each and every day.
I do, Colin. To tell you the need, we have approximately 220 children right now in Carroll County who are in what we call foster care, and that means that for some reason of the children being the victims of abuse or neglect within their home, I have taken them out of the home and placed them in the custody of the Georgia Department of Family and Children's Services.
So when we think about all 220, these kids can be in foster care for other things, like a loss of family members and things too, right?
They can be. They can be abandonment, the loss of family members, different things. But primarily, we're talking about they have actually suffered abuse and neglect. There are very few that we had that it's just some happenstance that they don't have a parent available. In almost all of these cases, we have parents that then we need to work with for the purposes of returning them to the home. And I want to, when we talk about 220, that's frankly a huge number. It may not sound that much to somebody, but that is 220 actual children who are stuck in limbo right now in a foster care system. We are taking care of them, and DFACS is taking care of them, but they have parents out there who we work with on a long-term basis to try and solve whatever problem it is that led them into care. And this actual program comes from the fact that 60% of those parents, the reason that we brought them into care and the reason for the abuse or neglect of the children is substance abuse. We have a huge problem with parents who are addicted to methamphetamines and other drugs, that because of that addiction, they neglect their children. And by neglect, we're not just talking about that the children missed a few days of school or something like that. We're talking about children found in uninhabitable living conditions, children who have no education whatsoever, are not even in the school system, children who are suffering from severe medical neglect, dental neglect, and they have been identified and found by law enforcement or other people. A referral has been made to DFACS. DFACS has investigated the situation and found that it is so bad that these children need to be removed from the home. And when that happens, DFACS is responsible to call me. We have an immediate hearing, and I make the decision that the children need to be removed from the home. And then we start working on solving the problem that led them into that foster care.
Judge Tom Parmer, Carroll County Juvenile Court, and Cynthia Daley with Daley Coster and Kieran Carrollton, our guest on this morning's Community Voice programs. We're talking about a brand new Healing Families program that they hope to have in works by the end of this year, I guess, or middle part of next year. And talking about the benefits of this program. What exists now that I mean, are these parents that maybe have these drug problems and you're trying to help them get back? I guess first of all, let me say this. I mean, the ideal thing is to get these kids back with their parents. For a lot of people, I mean, they would look at that and like, why would you not want them to go back to your family? But when the alternative is the state running it, you want to fix these parents and get them back to their families.
That's correct, Colin. We have a number of just awesome foster families that take care of these kids. But there are two things. One, and this is a separate issue and an issue we've been working very hard on, there aren't enough foster families out there that we can place the children with. And so a lot of them end up in other placements, group homes, or else they get moved from one foster family to another. And it is extremely traumatic to the children. The other thing we know is children are better off being raised by their actual families. I mean, the studies all over the place show this, and I've personally witnessed it. The children want to be back in the home. And as good as you can do of a foster placement, the children are still just torn up that they cannot be in the home with their parents. And so it is the most beautiful thing I see when I'm able to sit in court and have a child in front of me and have the parent in front of me, and the parent has actually solved the problem, like in something like this, been through a substance abuse program, tested clean, got a job, got a new house, been checked out, and we're convinced that, in fact, this parent has turned everything around, and I get to return that child to that mother and father. Because the look on that child's face when they hear they're walking out of that courtroom with their parents makes what I do worth it. And so the point of this program is to be able to do that more often and to be able to do that faster than with traditional methods.
Now, if I think about this program, there might be like three components that I understand it. You could probably straighten me out here if I'm wrong on that. But are there programs right now that, say the parents did have a drug problem, I mean, that you as a judge, that you send them to go to? What's lacking in those programs that you think your program can handle that better?
It's not that those programs are lacking. It is the difficulty in getting the parents to actually do the program. I mean, we're not going to use some brand new method that's never been used or heard of as far as the treatment for the parents. We're going to do it in a more intense fashion than we've traditionally been able to do. But the treatment is going to be evidence-based practices that we're using right now. We just do it with a more intense, what they call a dosage for the parents. But the parts of the program that make it work better or have better results is you put that together with a better oversight, whereas in most cases under our system, I see the parents and review the cases probably every 2 to 4 months. In this program, I will see the parents every 2 weeks. And I will have an assigned person who monitors on a daily basis their completion of the next necessary substance abuse treatment, parenting classes. We will have the Sheriff's Department will assign us a surveillance officer who will actually go to their houses and make sure that they're home at night, can randomly screen them. And then the parents will be screened for drugs in their system on a random basis, but no less than once per week, sometimes more than once per week. And again, they will not know what day of the week it's going to happen. It could be a Monday, it could be a Thursday, but the point is to keep them accountable to us that they're actually going through the treatment that we're assigning for them. And then on top of that, we add things like assistance in housing, assistance in employment. It is an overall program to put together all the pieces we already have in the community into one monitored system to move them forward. It's what we do already, but it's what we do already on steroids.
And as you said before the show, carrot and the stick.
That's right. And the stick is that right now under the system, we take their children away, we provide them these services, we tell them they need to go. Under this program, they're actually going to be required to agree to a protective order. And that is, they agree to it, I put a protective order over them, which is my order to them to do this program. If they do not perform under the order, then I can hold them in contempt, which means they can actually be incarcerated for having dirty drug screens, for not going to their treatment, and otherwise. And so it's called accountability. And the accountability system is what makes this really work differently, is you have not only their desire to have the children back in the home, but if they slip up, they know they're going to have real consequences from it.
How many chances, I know Steve's calling for a break here, but how many chances does somebody get? Is it going to depend on each case?
It'll probably depend on a case-by-case basis. We will have a system of both incentives and sanctions, which the sanctions can be simple thing. It can be community service, it can be a loss of benefits, but it can be the incarceration. The incentives are things like greater access to their children, and finally getting the children back in the home. And that's the point of this.
That's the biggest incentive. You hope that's the
get the children back in the home faster and allow us to do it because we feel everything is safe, because we're drug testing the parents and we're actually seeing what's going on in the home on a weekly basis.
And I know, Steve, we'll take that break here in a second, but healing families, we're, I think about the kids too. Is there something in the program that's going to help the kids? Is there some kind of therapy for them? Because, I mean, they've seen a lot, apparently.
That's a good question, and that's something that in the past we haven't always done a great job of, and this will have, as part of the program and a requirement of it, that as the parents go through the therapy, as they move from phase 1 of the therapy to phase 2 of the therapy, then the children are incorporated in that to learn how to deal with a parent who is recovering from substance abuse.
Okay. Well, we've got to pay for this program somehow, and we will talk about how you guys hope to at least get the ball rolling, get it started after we take this first commercial break. It is now 8:42. We're talking with Judge Tom Parmer of Carroll County Juvenile Court and Cynthia Daley of Daley Coster. She's an attorney here in Carrollton. And they'll be hosting the Carroll County Bar Association, will be hosting the Kentucky Derby Fundraising Gala. That's coming up next month, I believe, and you'll hear all about it when we come back from our first break. And I believe you're about to hear a lot of promotions on all the fine Graded Communications radio stations in the coming days as well. So we'll take our first break here. Community Voice, brought to you by Tanner Health System here on News Talk 1330.
Do you want to be healthier as a family? Do you want to learn fun ways to exercise and be active? Do you want to find easy ways to add more fruits and veggies to your diet? Parents are on the front line when it comes to the fight against childhood obesity, and you could use some backup. Help your children get a healthy start and call 770-214-CARE to join Tanner Health System's Kids and Fitness program. Kids and Fitness is a free, evidence-based healthy lifestyle program for children ages 8 to 16 and their parents. Developed by a team of doctors and health professionals, the program includes nutrition lessons, physical activity, goal setting, support sessions for parents, and healthy snacks. Register today by calling 770-214-CARE or register online at gethealthylivewell.org. That's gethealthylivewell.org. Tanner Health System's way of helping you and your family get your healthy on.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the WLBB Community Voice program. Our show brought to you by our friends at Tanner Health System, 844 on this Friday. Sunny Friday, surprisingly. Expected it to be cloudy, even some more rain this morning. I do hope to remind you here about the traffic issues on I-20. I believe a big wreck, three tractor trailers between Temple and Villa Rica this morning. That has I-20 shut down from right between Villa Rica and Temple. If you're coming from Haralson County or even Temple, you may want to get on Highway 78 this morning and take that route into Villa Rica. Maybe get on 20 up at Mirror Lake. Or if you're coming down into Carrollton, I believe you could probably get on 61 and head that way. Is it 161 or 61 where you can take the back underneath Fairfield?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll just say 61. The road underneath Fairfield, south of Fairfield, the one that goes out there towards South Fulton.
No, 61 from the triangle.
Yeah, you can take that too into Atlanta. You can even come up south up under Douglasville there. So do be aware of that. They expect that to be a mess until at least lunchtime today. So I guess you can monitor our Facebook page, Newstalk 1330, and we'll try and keep you posted on that. Right now we are speaking with Cynthia Daley of Daley Coster, an attorney here in Carrollton, and Tom Parmer, Carroll County Juvenile Court Judge, and they're both working on this Healing Families program they hope to have up and running soon. And as we mentioned before the break, you need money to start one of these things up. Carroll County Bar Association's hoping to help out with that. They're hosting a Kentucky Derby fundraising gala.
That is right. Colin, we had the Carroll County Bar Association came back and became active about a year and a half ago. And after we got up on our feet and got our membership built back up, one thing we wanted to do was to figure out how do we as a bar association give back to the community. And collectively as a group, we knew we wanted to do something through juvenile court because affecting children affects the community more than anything else does. And so we spoke to Judge Palmer and said, what can we do to help you? And he told us about the Healing Families program. And we immediately knew this is the big thing that we want to support on a yearly basis. And so the Carroll County Bar Association believes in the Healing Families program and the ability of the program to change a child's life. And so that is why we had to come up with an idea of how do we raise a lot of money for this. And I will credit Grace Pippin, one of our bar members, because we were going through all kinds of ideas and everything has been done. And we wanted something fresh and something new and something people would enjoy and be fun. And we came up with a Kentucky Derby fundraising gala. I have had the pleasure of going to the Kentucky Derby with a friend of mine, and so I knew how much fun it is, and all of us have a good time. A lot of times talking about watching the most exciting 2 minutes of sports in terms of sports, the most exciting 2 minutes, and so we came up with a Kentucky Derby fundraising gala, which will be May 6th, the day of the Derby.
I said that makes sense.
That is Derby Day. And so we need to bust out our hats. We are having a best Derby hat contest. We are auctioning off the Derby horses for win, place, and show. We have a Derby-themed buffet. We have a live music going to go on. We're going to have one special auction that my good friend John Brockman, who's an attorney up and coming, he's the one that took us to the Kentucky Derby.
Every time I hear that, I got it.
Yeah, and so he has box seats in the owner-trainer section at Churchill Downs, and he has donated those so that we can auction them off that either before the event or at the event. And we're going to start just advertising. This is my first rollout of this, so this is the first anybody's hearing of it. And so they're 6-person box. They have about a $4,000 or $5,000 value. It'll be for any of the fall or spring races, but not Derby Week, because he does take and go on Derby Week. So I really appreciate him giving those to us. He thought the program was awesome as well, and he's incoming, but he works closely with me, and so he wants to invest in it as well and donated the box for us to auction off. So it is being hosted where we're having it. It's going to be at the barn at Sierra Springs.
In Whitesburg, right?
In Whitesburg. That's 1075 Old Four Notch Road in Whitesburg. And Angie Cruz, who owns the barn at Sierra Springs, donated the venue to us because she believes in the program as well when we told her what we were doing. Great events. Peggy Robinson is catering the event for us. Jerry Rogers is doing our live music.
Grace Pippin's husband's not doing live music?
No.
The only event he hasn't done this year, probably.
No, actually, we're going to have a large screen TV and TVs all over. We'll be running the races from Churchill Downs. Of course, the Derby race will be our big focus, but the other races will be showing as well. And you can draw a ticket out or a number out for the other races of the horses and for $10, and the winner will get split that pot. lot. So we're going to have a really, really good time and raise a lot of money.
It's a tailgating event, too, mostly. I mean, the fun is going to be the tailgating.
Well, the fun is being there because at the Derby, it's the parading in with your hat on, honestly, and looking at it, checking everybody else's hats out, and it's just a very social event. Of course, we'll have a full bar, and, you've got to have the mint juleps if you are having a Kentucky Derby function. So those who like them, we will have mint juleps. I personally am not a mint julep fan, but we will have mint juleps on hand for those who would like to have one.
How about getting tickets, information, things like that?
Tickets, we have both tables and tickets and sponsorships. We love our sponsors. We have different levels of sponsorships. So we have our Superfecta sponsor, which is a large sponsor. We don't have one of those on yet, so we're hoping somebody will sign up.
It's only $10,000.
It's $10,000 for our Superfecta sponsor.
I saw Steve pull out his checkbook just now.
Yeah, I know. I saw him get the ink too. But we have our Superfecta sponsor, of course, would be on our backdrop we're having a red carpet as you enter. They would be on the backdrop for the pictures for those. Of course, they get 2 tables for the event, live mentions on all of our advertising, which we're starting, and their company name appears on our invitations and everything that we do. We have a trifecta sponsorship, which is $5,000. That comes with, of course, a table and a link for their company on our website. And our website is www.carroll County Bar Association KentuckyDerbyFundraisingGala.com.
And you can get more information about actually the Helping Families program on that website as well. You guys answer a lot of questions on that website.
Well, great. Thank you. Yeah. We non-technical people, which lawyers are, we're happy that we have one up, to be honest with you. And we also have a Facebook page, which is Carroll County Bar Association's Kentucky Derby Fundraising Gala, to check out our Facebook page. So our sponsorships go all the way down to a Quinella sponsor, which is $1,500. Then we have you can purchase a table for 8. That will come with 2 drink tickets per person, as well as all the things that we're having there. And the reserve tables, they'll have the name on them. Those are $1,000. You can get a half table for $500, or just general admission tickets, which you won't have reserve seating, but those are $100 a piece. And again, they come with 2 drink tickets and all the activities that we're having as well.
And I believe all these sponsors, they get their name mentioned on Gradic Radio, too.
They will be getting their name mentioned on Gradic Radio.
The phone is ringing off the hook.
And to get those tickets and sponsorships and also to reserve a table, they can call my office at 678-213-2401, or they can email me at my office, which is Cynthia at DaleyKoster.com, DaleyKoster.com.
Well, it'll be a cool little event. Plus, you get to watch the race, and we're not talking small TVs.
No,
we're talking big, giant TVs.
We're talking big, giant TVs.
And a lot of cool hats.
Lots of cool hats.
You had mentioned, not everybody knows where to get those hats, but you had mentioned somebody might have a special on them somewhere.
Yes, actually, I started checking out because I knew people were going to be asking me this question. So if you go on Amazon.com and you search Kentucky Derby hats, they have them from $9 to $30. I ordered a $12 one just to check it out so I could make sure before I told anybody about it. They look great. I mean, you can get a $5,000 Derby hat if you want to go to the Derby, but
or
honestly,
you could save that $5,000 and become a trifecta sponsor.
That's exactly.
We would much rather them give the $5,000.
Get your $12 hat.
Get your $12 hat and spend your money on a really, really good program that's going to raise a lot of money.
We got about 6 minutes left, and I do need to take a break. I know Steve Gradic, but I guess you guys also, this isn't the only way you're going to find money. I mean, there's grants available to get this program up and going too, right?
That's correct, Colin. We have already applied for a grant with the state of Georgia. We're looking at some other grant opportunities. Most of those grants will require us to raise money locally, and we want to anyway, because raising the local money will let us do the things that will really make this program work. When I talk about, looking at job opportunities, housing opportunities, extras for the kids, incentives for the parents, those are the things we really need to raise the money for so that we can make this a program that has everything we need to be successful for these parents.
Carroll County Juvenile Court Judge Tom Parmer and local attorney Cynthia Daley, our guests on this morning's Community Voice program as we promote the Carroll County Bar Association Kentucky Derby Fundraising Gala to benefit the up-and-coming, soon-to-be Healing Families program here in Carroll County. We'll take our final break right now and come back and wrap up this morning's program here on the Community Voice, brought to you by Tanner Health System.
Need help finding something healthy to eat? Tanner Health System has an app for that. Minuit helps you find healthy food options on the go. The smartphone app is powered by Tanner's Health experts, who teamed up with restaurants across West Georgia to make it easier for you to choose healthy food and eat better. Minuit acts like your personal nutrition assistant, showing you the healthiest items on the menu. So when you're not sure what's good to eat, Minuit. You can even use the app to look up recipes and plan healthy meals at home, and modify your options based on nutritional preferences, such as a low-sodium or vegetarian diet. Minuit and Tanner Health System, making it easier to eat healthy and live well. A healthier lifestyle is only a fingertip away. Minuit is free to download on your Apple or Android smartphone. You can download it today by searching Minuit in the App Store or on Google Play. Learn more about Minuit at gethealthylivewell.org.
.56. Welcome back to the WLBB Community Voice program. Our show brought to you by Tanner Health System. We're streaming live online at newstalk1330.com. Also streaming live on Facebook this morning. So thanks to you who have tuned in for that this morning as we talk about the Carroll County Bar Association Kentucky Derby fundraising gala to benefit the soon-to-be Healing Families program. We do want to make a point. This is a nonprofit. It's not part of the county, at least at this point, right?
That's correct, Colin. The program itself would be part of the county in that I'm a county employee in the structure of it. But we've committed to do this without using any county funds to pay for this new program. And so a group of us have set up a nonprofit. It'll be Healing Carroll Families, Inc., and that's already been created and approved for nonprofit status under 501c3 of the Internal Revenue Code, so that donations to this will be tax deductible, and we're going to be able to use this money together with the grant money that would be available through state or federal sources to do this without costing Carroll County taxpayers any additional monies to fund this new program.
And we believe since the Bar Association is heading up this gala, we believe these attorneys know that this program will be out there, and they'll be presenting that as an option. They hope to be able to present that and say, hey, do we think our situation here fits into that?
Absolutely, Colin. And it will change lives in Carroll County, and it will change children's lives in Carroll County. So that is our focus, and that's what we want it to do.
And we'll definitely give out the information one more time. But I hope you guys keep us posted just on the progress of this. We hope it turns out well for everybody. And you have some good stats to bring back after 2 years to say, hey, 90% of the kids, or 100% is what you want. But you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, and we'd love to. And one part of this program too, and requirements of the grants we expect to get, will be tracking this to make sure, in fact, that we are doing it right, and that we are having an impact on the children in Carroll County.
And it has been done elsewhere, so it's not like you guys have just pulled this out and say, hey, let's give it a shot. I mean, you have things to look back on and say, okay, it's worked in this place.
Not only nationally, but there are already in the state of Georgia 12 similar programs. In counties, there are supposed to be 5 new programs starting, and we're one of those programs.
All right, listeners, if you like hats, if you like horses, and if you like kids, why don't you go hang out at this Carroll County Bar Association Kentucky Derby fundraising gala. It's coming up May 6th. It'll be from 4:30 to 6:30 at the barn at Sierra Springs in Whitesburg. And how do we get in touch with
And
you
for
tickets?
tickets, tables, or sponsorships, call my office at 678-213-2401, or email me at Cynthia@daleycoster.com, and that's DALEYKOSTER.com.
Fabulous. Guys, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you, Colin.
And promoting this. Well, what's that website one more time where they can get
The
information?
website is Carroll County Bar Association Kentucky Derby Fundraising Gala.com.
And there you can also get some details on the Healing Families program as well. Nice little bit of information they put on their website. Again, thanks, guys, for coming in this morning. And thank you for listening and watching this morning. The Community Voice program, as always, brought to you by Tanner Health System here on News Talk 1330 WLBB. Not sure who's on the program Monday. I think it's important, though, because Steve Braddock's hosting it. And aren't you hosting it? Yeah. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's not important then. But Holly Presnell's on the show Tuesday, our good buddy with Goodwill. She's got a couple of big job fairs coming up, so she'll be on the program Tuesday. So tune in either way. Monday morning, 8:30 here on News Talk 1330. Have a great weekend, everybody.
National headlines, Georgia State news and sports, and the local